right, time for something a little bit lighter. I just came out to visit our chickens and I felt like making a video. So I've been talking a lot about Amazon Vine and taxes and stuff lately, and I've been talking about doing a house tour, and currently my toddler is napping, and I just came out to see the chickens and take care of them, and I wanted to talk about some of the ways that Vine has improved my life. Here are my 3 oldest chicks. They are, I want to say, about 6 or 7 weeks old. This one's Trixie, this one's Dino, and this one is Little Splint. Now, I hatched these chickens from eggs from an incubator I got off of Vine, and I actually had never hatched eggs before, and I don't think I would have if there wasn't incubator on Vine, and so I went ahead and did it. And what I'm feeding them right now, this is from a juicer that I got off of Vine. I don't think I would be juicing as regularly as I am if I hadn't gotten this. I did have a juicer before Vine. It was a massive thing that I got for free from a neighbor, and it's not something that I could use very often because it was so gigantic. This one suits our family well, and so this is just the leftovers from juicing. They've never tried this before, so I'm really curious. There's plenty to go around, guys. I'm really curious how they're going to take it. They are still a little bit flighty. We just moved them to this outdoor pen. The feeder is from Vine. They were too small for the feeder that's integrated with their coop. So they'll be big enough for it soon, and then we will use that feeder on the next batch of chicks, which I will show you in a bit. Now, what do you guys think of it? That chick, this is Dino, hatched into my hand, would not have survived without the assist. Not because there's anything wrong with her, I hope it's a her, but just because of my own inexperience with hatching. I did some things wrong that I'll probably mention in another video more specific to chickens, but you know, because of my own error, she almost died, and I managed to save her by hatching her directly into my hand. It was pretty cool. So we think this one's a rooster. Unfortunately, our city does not let us keep roosters, so we're gonna have to figure that out. But so far, I'll hold out hope until she starts crowing. Sorry guys, I would have brought more stuff for you. This is an automatic door for their chicken coop. It's gonna make them safer at night from predators. That's something I got off of Amazon Vine as well. Oh, I just stepped in a big glob of poop. Hang on. Ugh, that's disgusting. I probably shouldn't have come out here with bare feet. So, okay, we literally got this up yesterday. I'm still getting the hang of this. Y'all are probably laughing at me right now. I also wanted to mention the feed I got off of Vine. Not all of it, chickens eat a lot, but some of the chicken feed I got off of Vine. This privacy fence thing, Vine. We have a back alley there, and we are in kind of a rough neighborhood, so having privacy, especially as you have animals, is really important. This is our compost pile. I'm very, very proud of it. Got this off of Vine. Prior to this, we had this compost thing instead, which rolls out to a circular thing, and I was so excited to get that. Our city provides that for free if you take a class on composting, and so that's what we started with, but it wasn't working very well because it's very difficult to turn. In fact, this only started being possible to turn once I got this off of Vine. It is a compost turner. Now, if it's a design like this and you have like a 3-stall system, you can use something like a pitchfork. But when it was just circular like this and there's no way to remove the front like you can with this, this became essential. And you twist it. I can't show you with one hand, but and then you pull it up. And that was working, except that's what showed us that we had a family of mice living in our compost pile. And because the mama mouse didn't come back for them, I actually rescued the mice, the baby mice. Their eyes weren't even open yet, and I managed to find a wildlife rehabilitation center that was willing to take them. I had to drive 2 hours each direction, but I saved the baby mice from our compost pile. It was quite the adventure, and they're doing great. I keep calling for updates, and it's really adorable. So Anyway, I got sidetracked there, but you know, composting, so our city charges for composting, not all cities do, but for our city it's like something like, I don't know, 20 bucks a month in order to be able to take green waste away. And if you want to have the results of that compost, you know, once it's composted, you have to pay for that too. So I hear some people have that free, we do not. So being able to compost our own greens is really actually essential because we live so low budget, we cannot afford that green bin. So yeah, Vine has made it possible for me to compost. And it's also really helpful because I am a gardener. Just spotted another thing. This is a soil sifter. We use this fairly frequently. We just used it to, these are the chickens again. They have this little sandy spot in order to dust bathe. I don't know how familiar you are with chickens, but they have to dust bathe for cleanliness. It might seem counterintuitive, but it is so adorable when they're dust bathing. I will cut in some video of them from yesterday doing it that I captured. So we use this to get the rocks out because it's very, very rocky soil, so we don't have to buy chicken bathing sand or dust, which you can buy. But I've also used it to sift through the rocks in my raised beds, which are currently non-existent because we're redoing the yard. That sounds so fancy. What I mean by redoing the yard is our neighbor rented a tractor and got rid of a bunch of the grass for us so that we had a blank slate to start with. And then we got a free chip drop because I ran down the street barefoot in order to beg some tree people, arborists. They were in the area and I was just like, please give us a chip drop. We need wood chips. So we got one. In fact, I'll show you right now. That massive pile. That was fun to get delivered. And yeah, it's free. They need a place to dump it. So what I mean by redoing the yard, because I mean, people have this image in their mind of like, oh, 55 grand in products. What grandiose life must you live? Well, this is what our yard looks like right now. Cardboard and weeds regrowing over the area because we don't get enough sleep at night because we have a high needs toddler. And so it's a work in progress. This is another thing I use the soil sifter for. It's this window well. It was full of dirt and it wasn't draining. So when water was coming into the house when it rained. So I used this, sift out the rocks. So I don't know, people have this idea in their heads like, oh, you're getting all this great stuff. Some of it is. This is what most of it is. Here in the background, you've got greenhouse. That was one of my best finds ever. I will note, though, that I ordered it in the spring of last year, and I didn't get it until fall of last year, so this is my first season actually getting to use it. So, yes, I got a greenhouse off of Vine. Yes, that was a high-value item. Yes, that is huge, and I am using it a lot, and it's not the fanciest, but it is definitely a step up from what I had before. Raised beds that, again, because we're redoing our yard, have not actually been managed to be filled yet. So I start a lot of my things from seed. There's a chair, there's a pen that we were putting the chickens in before their big pen was set up. Let's see, some of the seedling trays. Oh yeah. Seedling tray, the little cups, the labels, even the seeds. This whole thing, Amazon Vine. I wanted to show you the smaller chicks. These are the smaller chicks. And this fan is a solar powered fan that I got off Amazon Vine. This is actually netting for my plants that I will use actually to cover the blueberries so that we actually get a harvest and the birds don't get all of them. Playpen from Amazon Vine that I am using as a brooder because my toddler is too old for it now. A brooder is something that you use to raise small chicks in before they're ready for the chicken coop. Feeder and waterer off of Amazon Vine. This is a heat plate, and so they go under it to stay warm. Oh, hi there! This is Sweet Spot, our little chickie named Sweet Spot. She was the first one to hatch out of the most recent batch. And so she's like the first to try anything in this group. I really hope that she ends up being a hen. So this is why we had to have that thing over here, or else they would just fly out. And at this age, actually, they can injure themselves if they fly too high. We had one of them get a sprained wing of the older group. So anyway, that perch there is from Vine, so they can learn how to perch on things. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it for the chicks in here. Oh, look at you getting into trouble. Hang on. Let's go back in there. There you go. So yeah, I really owe being able to raise chickens to Amazon Vine. I'm gonna conclude this in my greenhouse here. Fairy lights. You see that? Strung up at night, they really make it fun to come in here. I can pretty much only water the garden at night. Depends on the day, depends on how my toddler's doing, but I brought some light out here so that it's possible to enjoy the plants, and I got a headlamp so that I can do the plants out there. So yeah, this is practical life, like on Amazon Vine products, and I'm really, really grateful that I can enjoy this, that I can do this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.